The Department of Animal Sciences and Industry at Kansas State University has a long and rich history, one written by the thousands of men and women who make up the Flying K. Each shares a love for the land and livestock and advancing the nation's noblest of callings, raising food. The Livestock and Meat Industry Council today celebrates that shared commitment across generations and honors the family and friends who continue Kansas State's legacy of excellence in animal science. For that purpose, LMIC presents the Don L. Good Impact Award. Don Good was a giant in animal science and industry, a man who dedicated more than 40 years to the university and the thousands of students who benefited from his far-reaching guidance. As a livestock judge, professor, coach, and industry leader, he portrayed a spirit of service and pioneering thought innate in his Ohio farm boy roots. These ideals served him well when he was named head of the department in 1966, the same year a devastating tornado destroyed the vast majority of its infrastructure. The Beef Barn, the Beef Teaching and Research Center, the Swine Teaching and Research Center, the Horse and Sheep Centers, the Feed Mill, the Poultry and Dairy Facilities, gone. But devastation and limited disaster funds spurred action, and Good worked with producers in the state to form the Livestock, Meat and Industry Council. Through LMIC, animal science and meat industry leaders channeled contributions to rebuild, implementing cutting-edge research facilities that form the basis of the modern-day campus and animal science advancements. Today, the Council continues to support the department's educational programs, facility enhancements, and research projects. You see, it was Don Good who believed the department should serve the state of Kansas to contribute to the larger livestock industry. Good believed in his students. He believed in Kansas State and driving both to excellence. Good was an evaluator of livestock and a builder of people. His integrity and foresight became the measure by which others would weigh their contributions. Don Good's passion inspired industry game changers. This year, LMIC recognizes one of those game changers, longtime pork industry leader and state legislator Sharon Schwartz. Born in Waterville, Kansas, and raised on a dairy farm in Hanover, Kansas, Sharon has been involved in agriculture her entire life. After marrying the love of her life, Leo, in 1959, the couple settled in Washington, Kansas. During the first 3 years of their marriage, Sharon and Leo owned a dairy herd, but soon realized they were merely trading labor for the milk they produced. That's when they decided to sell the cows and turn their dairy operation into a feeder pig finishing operation. The decision led to the couple investing in sows, and before too long, Pork Chop Acres was a farrow-to-finish operation that grew to close to 1,000 sows at one time. Today, Schwartz Family Farms, LLC, is a diversified family farm operation focused on wheat, soybeans, and corn. Sharon began her commitment to public service in 4-H, serving as a leader for more than 20 years. Since then, she has served in many capacities throughout agriculture. In November 1992, Sharon became the first woman president of the Kansas Pork Producers Council.
The industry was at a time when meat was not a popular thing for people dietary-wise to be doing. And pork, with the history, had kind of a history of being, quote, a fattier type meat. And I know that Sharon was a very strong proponent and pushed really hard for reevaluating the dietary guidelines and the dietary evaluation of modern day pork compared to what pork was, say, 15, 20, 30 years prior to that time. Sharon had a very strong influence on Pork the Other White Meat campaign. One of the most successful campaigns, at least in the ag industry, as far as promoting and encouraging consumption of a commodity throughout agriculture. And
everybody was looking for a more healthy product. Our marketing was a little bit behind our farmers. And so She was very instrumental in the group that brought together the marketing program. Many people working on that project, but she was the driving force behind it.
Sharon's commitment to service is not limited to the agriculture industry, as she served 20 years in the Kansas legislature. During her tenure, Representative Schwartz served as the chair of the Agriculture, chair and vice chair of Appropriations, and chair of Rules and Regulations committees. She worked tirelessly for her constituents to further a stronger education system for rural Kansas, reduce reliance on property taxes, ensure senior services are preserved, and the preservation and growth of agriculture. Sharon set out to make sure those in Topeka understood the importance of agriculture to the economy. She has a passion for protecting rural Kansans' rights.
As you know, Sharon's tenure in the legislature was 20 years, and through that time frame, she became the go-to person in the legislature on agricultural issues. Not only the pork industry, but ag in general has benefited greatly from that, as well as the institutions that have a part in agriculture, including Kansas State and the Animal Science Department and the College of Vet Med work very closely with her on issues.
Sharon Schwartz was the architect behind the veterinary training program for rural Kansas. 5 students per year entered the program. 55 students enrolled over the past few years, 35 graduates serving in rural Kansas, helping the livestock industry, the economy, the state, and the country.
When I think about Sharon and the type of person she is, she doesn't take credit for herself. Her major concerns are all of agriculture. She happened to be involved in pork, but she also is involved in all of agriculture. And when we have a strong ag leader in the legislature, we all are happy.
Seems like no matter what Sharon does, she rises to a leadership position and also encouraging others to be leaders as well.
Through the years, Sharon has transitioned from dairy princess to pork promoter to state legislator, all the while being an advocate for agriculture. Above all, she has kept her focus on what's most important, being a devoted wife, mom, grandma, and great-grandma.
I've always been proud to be a producer, and part of it came back. I was proud of the product we had, and so it was easy for me to talk about. It takes a team, it's not just me, to be able to accomplish things. So to be able to choose one person, it really is humbling, and I'm very thankful for this opportunity.
Sharon is always working and fighting for the advancement of agriculture and for the betterment of the lives of the people in the state of Kansas and across the nation.
I think of excellence and perfection and follow through and honesty and integrity. She has all those characteristics. And then when I saw her resume of things she has done and the time she's volunteered to be a public servant for all of us, she epitomizes what I think Don L. Good stood for.
There's no one more deserving for the Don L. Good Impact Award than Sharon Schwartz.
Sharon Schwartz, in my opinion, is a person who is deserving of the Don L. Good Impact Award because of her passion, her commitment to public service, her concern and care for agriculture and responsible citizenship at the highest level imaginable. It's an honor to be able to support her in this recognition, so well deserving.
Sharon Schwartz has been a strong voice and visionary leader on both the state and national level in the swine industry, and a dedicated advocate for agriculture in the state of Kansas and Kansas State University. Mostly, she embodies one of Don Good's favorite sayings: go far as you can see, and when you get there, see farther. The Livestock and Meat Industry Council congratulates Sharon Schwartz on her contributions to the industry and presents her the 2017 Don L. Good Impact Award.